Hello. Saturday. Another day for another episode. But unfortunately, I can't figure out which totem to go with today. I have no idea which totem to go to. Had a little bit too much to drink yesterday. So, I don't know what totem to go with today.
Do Fluffy.
What?
Do Fluffy.
What?
Do Fluffy.
Fluffy?
Yeah. Do Fluffy.
Fluffy, your puppy?
Yeah, Fluffy. Do Fluffy.
Fluffy doesn't have a totem. Come on. Fluffy doesn't have a totem. Fluffy. Really? Oh, yeah. Fluffy. The dog. Puppy. Chihwa. Chihwa. Okay. Yeah. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Native Child Stories of Zimbabwe, the podcast where we preserve Zimbabwean history, our culture, our ancestors, and the stories that make us who we are. Today's episode is special, not because I chose it, because my kids did. They heard me asking what Mutupo I should talk about next. Without hesitation, they shouted, "Fluffy," our puppy. Now, if you have ever had kids, you will know that every conversation somehow ends up being about the family pet. I laughed. I told them, "Fluffy doesn't have a Mutupo." Then I stopped because I realized something. He actually represents one. Not the domestic dog, not the dog sleeping outside somebody's kitchen waiting for Santa. Nah, not that one. Not the neighbor's dog that somehow only barks when you're finally falling asleep. No, not that one. The African wild dog, the Chihwa. And suddenly I realized this wasn't going to be an episode about a dog. It was going to be an episode about one of Africa's greatest lessons in teamwork. Let's clear something immediately. One of the biggest misconceptions surrounding Chihwa is that people think it's simply the dog totem. It isn't. The Chihwa animal is the African wild dog, known in some traditions as Mumi, one of Africa's rarest predators. One of its smartest, one of its fastest, and surprisingly, one of the most caring. Scientists have spent decades studying these animals. Our ancestors had already studied them centuries earlier, without laboratories, without drones, without documentaries, just observation, generation after generation after generation, and what they saw became Mutupo. Let me tell you one of the oral traditions associated with this lineage. Whether every detail happened exactly as told, no historian can prove. But like many Zimbabwean town stories, the lesson is what matters. Long before colonial borders, before Harare, before Bulawayo, before the Portuguese traders reached our interior, the kingdoms of Zimbabwe stood proudly across this land. Stone cities flourished, gold flowed through trade routes, cattle filled the valleys. Kings ruled powerful kingdoms, and every king feared one thing: not lions, not drought, not enemy armies, betrayal. History has taught us that kingdoms rarely fall because their walls are weak. They fall because someone opens the gate. One evening, word reached the king that enemies plan to attack before sunshine. Not openly, silently. They hope to catch tired guards asleep. The king gathered his finest warriors. A strong man stepped forward. veterans carrying spears, heroes of many battles, each volunteered to guard the royal entrance. Then an elderly spirit medium slowly stood. He shook his head. He said, "Strength alone cannot protect a kingdom." The room became silent. He continued, "A lion hunts alone, an elephant walks alone, but the African wild dog, when one rests, another watches. When one weakens, another carries the burden. They never seek glory. They seek only the survival of the pack." The king listened carefully. That night, he entrusted the gate to the Chihwa people. The attack came exactly as predicted. The enemy waited, watching, expecting tired guards, expecting an opportunity. But the opportunity never came. As one guard rested, another stood. As one watched east, another watched west. Then the enemy could never identify a weakness. Before dawn, they retreated. The kingdom survived. The people remembered, if you want to protect a kingdom, find people who protect each other first. Whether the story is history or oral tradition, it perfectly captures what the Chihwa Totem represents. Today, the Chihwa lineage is found primarily among the Karanga people of south-central Zimbabwe and among sections of the Manika people in the east. Historically, their strongest roots are found in Gutu, Bukita, much of Mashimbo province, Buhera, and parts of Manicaland. Through migration and marriage, families spread across Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and later South Africa. Like many Zimbabwean towns, people traveled, kingdoms changed, borders changed, but the Mutupo remained. Among the best-known sub-totems are Unga, Sigauke, Mtambara, Wagaru. Their praise names include Maringe, Mabiga. These names carry centuries of identity. Now, have you ever wondered why our ancestors chose this animal? Why not the lion? Why not the leopard? Why the wild dog? Because our ancestors looked beyond appearance. The wild dog isn't the strongest predator. It isn't the biggest, it isn't the fastest, yet it is one of the most successful hunters on earth. Scientists estimate that wild dogs successfully catch prey in more than 80% of their hunt. Think about that. Lions, around 30%. Leopards, much lower. Wild dogs, more than 80%. How? Let's watch one hunt. Imagine sunrise on the African savannah. An impala grazes peacefully. The wind is calm. Everything seems normal. Then a pair of ears appears above the grass. Another. Not one hunter, 10. They don't draw, they don't charge, they spread out. One circles left, another circles right, another quietly waits ahead. Nobody gives orders, nobody argues, nobody says, "That's not my job." Every member knows exactly where they belong. The chase begins. The impala runs. One dog tires, another takes over. The next one joins, then another. They don't compete, they cooperate. Finally, the hunt succeeds. Now, here's the interesting part. The puppies eat first, not the strongest adults, but the puppies. Then injured members and everyone else. Did you notice something? Not once did I tell you about the strongest wild dog, because there wasn't one. The hero was the pack. That is Chihwa. Our ancestors looked at this animal and realized something profound. A community works exactly the same way. One person cannot build a kingdom. One person cannot raise a family. One person cannot protect a nation. Strength comes from unity. That became the identity of the Chihwa people. Honesty, loyalty, community, protection, courage. Not individual greatness, but collective greatness. Like every Zimbabwean Mutupo, the Chihwa has secret boundaries. Members traditionally do not eat wild dogs, naturally, but who in Zimbabwe does? No one does. But there's another fascinating taboo. They avoid eating animals already found dead. Why? Because the African wild dog is a hunter. It earns every meal. It does not live off leftovers. Our ancestors turned that into philosophy. Work honestly, earn your success. Don't spend your life waiting for what somebody else leaves behind. Imagine if that lesson alone became part of every school curriculum. History also connects the Chihwa lineage with ancient alliances involving the Soko and Moyo dynasties. These relationships were strengthened through marriage, political alliances, military cooperation. Mutubo wasn't merely family identity, it was diplomacy. Before written constitutions, before modern governments, totems helped organize society. They determined marriage, they created alliances, prevented unnecessary conflict. They helped build kingdoms. Let's go back to Fluffy. Poor Fluffy. He has no idea what he started. This morning, he was chasing butterflies. Now he's inspired an entire podcast. Although if you watched him long enough, you would swear he believes he is descended directly from the kings of Great Zimbabwe. He patrols our garden like he's protecting royal treasure. Then he hears the vacuum cleaner and suddenly the great guardian disappears under the sofa. Maybe courage has limits. Sadly, though, the real Chihwa animal is his extinction. Habitat destruction, disease, conflict with farmers. Today, only a few thousand remain across Africa, and perhaps that's symbolic. As the animal disappears, so do many of the values it represents. Community, loyalty, sacrifice, shared responsibility. Maybe protecting the wild dog isn't just about conservation. Maybe it's about preserving a way of thinking. We live in a world that constantly tells us to become individuals. Build your own brand. Protect your own success. Look after yourself first. The Chihwa Totem says something completely different. Your greatest strength is your pack, your family, your community, your neighbors, the people standing beside you. That's how kingdoms survived. That's how our ancestors survived. And maybe that's how we will survive too. Today's episode began with 2 kids and 1 puppy, but it reminded me of something much bigger. Culture doesn't always begin in museums. Sometimes it begins in your living room with a simple question. Daddy, what's Fluffy's Mutupo? Questions like that keep our heritage alive. So, thank you to my kids. for choosing today's episode. Thank you to Fluffy, Zimbabwe's newest accidental cultural ambassador. And thank you, all of you, especially those of the Bonga, Sigao, Kim, Tambara, and Ogarwe families, for carrying this beautiful lineage through the generations. If you are Chihwa, I would love to hear your family praise poetry, origin stories, and traditions in the comments. Oral tradition belongs to all of us. Every contribution helps preserve it for future generations. Until next time, learn your mutubo, teach your children, tell your stories, because one day they will become the elders, and what they know will depend on what we choose to remember today. Do not end. Siabo, thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Yeah. There's a sound ringing in my head. Tinamudondo. Tinamudondo. Tinamudondo.